And welcome to Sterling High School, ladies and gentlemen. Sterling Channel 19 presents playoff baseball between the Sterling Silver Knights and the Overbrook Rams. Rob Strauss alongside Warren Croxton and Kevin Schul is going to give you the starting lineup first for the Overbrook Rams. Warren, you want to grab that one?
Leading off is John Young, the center fielder. Shane Graham's pitcher batting second. Anthony Castrado is the third baseman batting third. Cleanup is Josh McCouch, the left fielder. Batting fifth is Sean McGorman, the catcher. And batting sixth is Josh Halleck, the right fielder. In the seventh slot is Josh Barnum, the first baseman. It's a lot of Joshes. The A spot is Tom Lem, the shortstop. And the batting ninth, JV guy, Jeff Park, the second baseman.
You take a look at the Knights defense for this afternoon, Schulze. A lot of experience on this team as they look to move along in this, to advance to the semifinal round.
Yeah, I mean, this is a team that I think they've basically went above and beyond any expectations that were for them this year, that they had for them this year. And, 19-4, just having an outstanding season. I know, they expected good things from them, but I don't think anybody expected them to have the type of year that they're having. The pitching's been outstanding, of course, led by C.J. Hertz, who's going to be on the mound today. You see that 1.50 ERA. And, and going into this game, you have to feel like if Sterling plays the way they've been playing this year when they've been successful, which has been more often than not, this is a game they should win. With that being said, they've split with Overbrook. And Overbrook's the type of team where if you keep them hanging around, that's when things can get a little bit hairy towards the end. They keep the ball in play. They'll hit the ball. They'll get the bats on the ball. And we saw them in infield practice. You can see they're very smooth in the field. Not a team that's going to make a lot of mistakes, and not a team that's really going to hurt themselves.
So C.J. Hertz will get the start this afternoon for the Silver Knights. Let's take a look at the catcher, Ryan Smith, who hit a 3-run home run yesterday. So he will get the start behind the plate tonight as we get ready to get underway here. Pretty nice humid afternoon here at Sterling High School. Temperatures in the low 80s, high humidity, a little bit of a breeze. And we see the first pitch from C.J. Hertz. And the umpire was not ready, still adjusting his mask.
C.J. had a little laugh there.
A little too amped up.
Yeah, he just wants you to get out.
And now we're ready as he deals to Josh Young. Hit on the ground to second base, and it goes through the legs of Brett Mealy, and that's going to be an error charge to Brett Mealy.
I was talking to Mr. K before the game about Overbrook, and they're just a team that's going to put the ball in play. So, I mean, you just got to field your position well. So, not a great start for Sterling.
And you can see that's a perfect example. That wasn't that bad of a pitch on the outside part of the plate. CJ kept it down, and you can see where they're just going to hit the ball where it's pitched.
Shane Graham, the pitcher, now up to bat, batting .338 on the season. So the early error by Brett Mealy puts the leadoff runner on base for the Rams. Check back, runner not going. Again, trying to keep that leadoff runner in John Young on base. First pitch in there for a strike from C.J. Hertz.
Yeah, you want to keep Young close over there, obviously. You're going to try to avoid having him getting in the scoring position.
Left side. The 1-1 to Shane Graham, and almost picked off there. Nice job by first baseman Christian Walsh. Called strike. The count goes to 1-2. 2-2, excuse me. Again, C.J. Hertz really trying to keep John Young close to the bag here. And And a pop-up foul out of play.
On a little stat sheet we have, it says that John Young only has 1 stolen base, so not sure if that's correct, but you know, Hurt's keeping a real close eye on him.
2-2 again. More pickoff attempts and pitches here at this at bat. Hurts from the stretch, and a rip into right center field, and that's going to go in for extra bases. That's actually going to hop over the fence, and that's going to be a ground rule double.
Well, definitely a break right there because Young would have scored. You know, like we were saying, we don't know how fast he's, but that goes to the fence. That's a run there for Overbrook, so that's a break for Sterling with the ball bouncing over the fence and getting a ground rule double. Nice job, Graham, just turning on that pitch. You know, it looked like it was on the inside part of the plate. And again, this is a good, solid team, and they're showing that right now offensively in this first inning.
And you couldn't ask for a better start here for Overbrook, trying to take advantage of the error on the leadoff batter. And now up to bat now is Anthony Castaroido, the third baseman. Or, excuse me, Josh McCouch. I think that's an error in our graphic there. It is Castaroido, the third baseman.
I'll tell you, in an early look at these guys, obviously we see him getting the ball in play. He had the big hit by Graham. But another thing I'm seeing here with these first 3 hitters is they're very selective hitters. They're not going to swing at bad pitches. They're going to make you throw them their pitch and get the ball over the plate.
Swing and a miss. Strike 2 evens the count. 2-2. Runners on second and third. Nobody out here. Top of the first in this Group 2 South Jersey quarterfinal game. The ball gets away, and that's going to score a run. And Overbrook's going to take the early lead.
Another unforced error by Sterling there on the I gotta think that's a pass ball. It looked like a pretty catchable ball there.
That's a pass ball. It goes off the glove like that, it's going to be a pass ball. Again, you know well as anybody, Warren, you got a big area back there, and yeah, it's pretty much an automatic run if it does get by catcher.
Pop up down the first baseline. Christian Walsh giving chase, and he makes the catch, checking back the runner, and he'll walk it back in. That's the first out of the day.
Got to be careful right there because a lot of room out there. So, you know, I saw the catcher try to get away from home plate a little bit. You know, if no one's paying attention, runner can just walk in from there.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's a good, you know. And, of course, Christian Walsh playing first base on this field, this being a home field, knows exactly how far he has to go. And like you said, Warren, in a lot of cases, you're catching a foul ball, you might not think to look right away at that lead runner, but Christian, knowing how big of an area that is and how far away he was, looked right away. Runner on third.
And ground ball foul down the third base line.
When you have a runner on third, you know, 1 out, you just want to try and hit a fly ball somewhere just to, you know, get that run home.
Yeah. And on Sterling's end, a strikeout would be huge right here. I mean, to get a strikeout and then get out of this inning with just a 1 run would be huge, considering they had second, third with nobody out.
The 1-1 outside. 2-1.
Didn't miss by much.
Ball ripped into left field for a base hit. That's going to score a run. And Overbrook out to a 2-0 lead here in the top of the first.
Overbrook team coming in here pretty much, again, as billed, they do all the little things and did exactly what they had to do to plate that run right there with the single to left field. And all of a sudden here in the first inning, they're out there with 2-0 lead.
It's interesting because on that pass ball, that hit was so hard that I don't know if he would have scored from second on that play.
Yeah, good point.
especially with 1 out. I mean, you don't know, so another unearned run for Sterling.
Now the batter is McGurman. Catcher with a runner on first, 1 out.
Looks like McGurman's their best hitter, hitting 391. In 391 with a 540 on base percentage. That's good at any level of baseball.
0-2. Check that runner again. Gurman swings and drives the ball to left field, and getting underneath it and for the out is Andrew Matola. So 2 outs, 2 runners already across for the Rams in the top of the first inning as Josh Houck, the right fielder, steps up. Ball high. Really trying to settle down here is Sterling. We'll see how they answer in the bottom of the first.
It was Hurts' 19th pitch in the inning, really making him work so far.
Yeah, and again, that goes back to, I think, them being real selective at the plate. You get the idea after a little while, you know they're not going to swing that many pitches out away from the plate, so they make it known you're really going to have to come in to them and right at them.
1-1 to Houck. Runner's going, and the throw is not going to get there in time as it's going to be a stolen base.
Yeah, you knew that one was in trouble right away when the catcher double clutched it there. And the second baseman having a tough time with his 5-hole right now in this inning.
So McCouch stealing second. Pitch in there for a strike. It'll be 1-2. 1-2 just outside.
So far early in the top of the first inning, home plate umpire not really giving the outside corner.
With McCouch on second. There's a fly ball to left field. Andrew Matola makes the catch and ends the inning, but not before the Rams strike twice and get 2 across the plate. The middle of the first inning, Sterling trails by 2, their first at bat. Back to Sterling High School, Rob Strauss alongside Warren Crox and Kevin Schulze as we take a look at the Sterling starting lineup. Schulze down the middle, just a great, all the way down, top to bottom, really good lineup here for the Sterling Knights.
Yeah, Dan Baldino is going to lead it off, plays right field. Ryan McGoldrick, of course, had a great day in the mound the other day at shortstop. Eric Teasdale, probably the best hitter on this Sterling team at third base, and probably has one of the best arms on the team. Donovan Casey in center field. C.J. Hurts, obviously, is pitching today, and their ace on the mound at 5th.
And a rip into dead center field, going back and making the catch is John Young for the first out.
And we had Christian Walsh at 6th. Chris Mazzone will be the DH for Brett Mealy at 7th. Andrew Matola at 8th. Ryan Smith catching at 9th.
So 1 pitch and 1 out for the Knights as Ryan McGoldrick steps up to the plate. Ball down low. McGoldrick batting .290 on the season.
Really having a nice year as a sophomore. Again, we just pointed out how well he's done on the mound.
And foul ball drifting out of play and will not be able to make the catch is the first baseman, Josh Barnum. It'll be 1-1.
Goldrick also has done a nice job at shortstop this year. That was one question mark I think Sterling had coming into the year, and he's really shored things up over there. And of course, obviously, that's a key position.
Good eye. That's what you got to do. Very narrow zone.
Inside, ball 2.
Both
2-1 now to McGoldrick. Right down the middle. For a called strike, evens the count 2-2.
When you have a tight zone like this, you have a feeling this is going to be some offensive fireworks.
The 2-2 to McGoldrick. Fouls out of play, right? There wasn't a fence here. Warren, you had that one tracked down.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Bent the knees, got in front of it. I'll tell you, that was a nice, it was a good pitcher's pitch right there. An off-speed pitch, low, and McGoldrick did a nice job fighting it off.
Eric Teasdale waits on deck for the Knights. The 2-2. Swing fouled out of play again. The count will stand at 2-2.
Yeah, we talked a bit.
Go ahead, Schulze, sorry.
Talked about how C.J. Hertz does a nice job keeping the ball down. I think we're getting the same thing here on the Overbrook end. I mean, even in the warm-ups, everything was down right around the knees. You know, a couple of the off-speed pitches he's had, he hasn't let them up, didn't hang any breaking balls, kept them low.
Now the 2-2. Struck out, and that will be the second out of the inning.
Yeah, there you see pitcher's pitch right there. 2-2 count. Just threw the breaking ball down and away.
I'll bring up Eric Teasdale, a third baseman, having, as you said, Schulze, a great season. Teasdale looks at the ball at the knees. Shane Graham having a spectacular season here for the Overbrook Rams, a 2.10 ERA, as Teasdale swings and misses.
Yeah, it looked like a little bit of a change up there on the outside part of the plate, and Teasdale was a little bit out in front of that one.
1-1 to Teasdale. Just outside, ball 2.
The thing with these two pitchers that you saw looking at their numbers is they don't walk a lot of batters. And when you get to the depths of high school pitching, you just get a lot of walks. So
2-1 hit him, and so that'll put a runner on first base in Teasdale with 2 out.
that's what you call a black cat. Right after I talk about Graham's great control, he plunks a guy.
Yeah, it obviously went a little bit too for him, but just trying to, you know, went outside on the previous couple pitches there. Of course, they always say as a pitcher, you don't want to stay at one area. Wanted to go inside there and obviously went in a little bit too far.
Oh, sure, Chuck. My brother won't come today.
That'll bring up the sophomore Donovan Casey, playing center field this afternoon with Teasdale on first. And they look him back to make sure that Teasdale's not going anywhere.
Casey was injured for a while this year and just recently came back.
Leave it up there.
Way up in the zone. Last at bat for Overbrook.
0-1.
Consistent.
And he's trying to pick off Teasdale at first. Didn't able to dive back. Oh, and 1 the count to Donovan Casey. Up high, ball 1.
Same as the last pitch.
Sterling crowd already not very happy with the umpire.
The hands back on the changeup, DC. Hit through the zone.
Let's see if Teasdale's on the move here with 2 outs, as he was just hit by the pitch. Shane Graham looks him back and almost picks him off. Hit on the ground, a shortstop, and fumbled there, and that's going to be an error by the shortstop, and that'll put 2 runners on.
Yeah, that's just a rough hop right there. I mean, it really, he was obviously expecting to come up midway and really took a high hop off that dirt. And All of a sudden, Sterling's got something going here with C.J. Hertz up.
2 outs, everybody.
So that puts C.J. Hertz hitting 286. Chance to perhaps even the score here. He can get an extra base hit with Teasdale at second, Casey at first.
Go there.
He looks at strike one.
CJ, put a hurt no more.
Graham right now there, you see, just laying it right in there, trying to get ahead of the hitters.
Get a big lead.
Probably anticipating also Hertz taking a pitch here with his team being down.
The 0-1 thought about swinging, and a good thing he didn't. That will even the count at 1-1.
I'll tell you, that's a tough pitch to lay off of because it really, comes out over the center of the plate and breaks sharp to the outside part of the plate. But nice discipline there by Hertz.
Inside 2-1, and that's a hitter's count here.
And with an umpire with such a tight zone, you can almost cut off half the play because you know he's probably not going to call anything on the outer half.
The 2-1 to C.J. Hertz. Grounded on the right towards second base. It's bobbled. C.J. Hertz still with a chance, and it's thrown away. And that's going to score a run. C.J. Hertz slips trying to get to second base. That's going to score Teasdale easily. So a hit batsman and 2 straight errors.
Let's go, Big Dad.
And Sterling cuts the deficit in half.
Yeah, Sterling's doing what Overbrook did in the first inning, keeping the ball in play, not necessarily hitting the ball hard, but I was talking to Coach K, Coach Farr earlier. They said, hey, you put your bat on the ball, anything can happen. That's what's happening right now. You had the error at short, then right there, the error at second to go along with the throwing error, and Sterling's with him 1, and still keeping this 2-out rally going with Christian Walsh up the plate.
Overbrook's second baseman Jeff Park just called up from the JV team. Doesn't even have an at-bat with the varsity team. So, playoff game like that, you're going to have some jitters out there.
Let him come to you, kid.
Chuck 11 courtesy for the pitcher.
And the couple balls that we've seen with the errors, they've been those in-between hops. And Warren, I know you play, and you know how tough they can be sometime, especially if there's a iffy spot here and there on the infield dirt.
Christian Walsh now up to bat as he looks at strike one. Sterling able to get a run without getting a hit so far in the bottom of the first. Walsh swings and misses. It's strike two, and now he's behind. 0-2, 2 out, runners on the corners.
Back foot, head on the ball. Just relax.
Hey, Walsh, hey, Walsh.
See it and hit it.
Leave it up.
Ball up high, 1-2.
Walsh for 11 doubles this year, 589 slugging percentage, looking to hit an extra base hit here. Perhaps give Sterling the lead.
The 1-2. Low and inside, ball 2. Good patience here by Christian Walsh after falling behind 0-2.
Yeah, that's a good job right now of putting the pressure back on Graham here.
Runners on the corners, the 2-2. Inside, able to pull the full count now. Great job by Christian Walsh here to battle back.
So an extra base hit will definitely score 2 now with runner at first base going.
C.J. Hertz will be on the move on the pitch. The full count pitch fouled out of play. And Christian Walsh will get another crack at it here with runners on the corners, 2 outs.
Loose driving.
Full.
The wind really starting to pick up now, as you guys can hear in the microphone here. The 3-2 is fouled out of play.
With the wind picking up like this, the outfielders are in for a nightmare, really.
Strike here.
Playing outfield before on this field with the wind is always, might be the hardest thing to do.
Taking a look at the flag here, it almost looks like it's blowing out to right field. Like you said, Warren, we'll see if that plays a factor with the outfield play. The 3-2, swing and a miss. strike three, and that will end the inning. Sterling does get one back as they score 1 run, no hits, 2 errors, 2 left on. We move to the top of the second. It's 2-1 Overbrook. We're back right after this.
All right, Brett.
And that will bring up the 7-8, well, actually the 7 hitter.
And, you know, Rob, we were talking about how going through the bottom of the lineup, you want something to happen that just happened right there with the ground ball out, because at this point, as you see, fouled off right there. At this point in the game, you said for the first inning, I think they're both in the high 20s. You have the exact count there for the pitch count for Hertz and Graham. And, you know, to get some ground ball outs will really save their arms. You know, eliminate the pitch count from getting any too high in this second inning.
Yeah, unofficially, both pitchers with 27 pitches apiece in that first inning. And a ground ball back to C.J. Hertz, going to throw over to Christian Walsh for the out.
Yeah, again, a couple pitches there, get the ground ball out, and hopefully get through this inning unscathed and, you know, not throwing too many pitches.
And a ball out of play. It's 0-2 very quickly. So after a very, very shaky first inning for both teams, C.J. Hertz seems to be settling down just a little bit here.
And when you see these
outs.
Two pitchers throwing a lot of pitches, I think a couple things happen. It wasn't so much that they're wild. You have very selective hitters combined with the fact that you have an ump that has a tight strike zone.
2-2. Now to the 9 hitter, Jeff Park, who committed the error. He's going to ground one to third base and making the throw for the out. Great job there by Sterling. Eric Teasdale to Christian Walsh for the putout. No hit, no runs, no hits, no errors. We move to the middle of the second. It's still 2-1 Overbrook. And welcome back to Sterling High School. Quarterfinal action here between the Overbrook Rams and Sterling Silver Knights. 2-1 Overbrook. Bottom of the second here as the DH Chris Mazzone looks at strike one. Chris Mazzone hitting .294, 16 RBIs on the season. As Mazzone fouls one off down the third base line.
You know, both pitchers throwing a lot in their first inning, you know. They're probably not going to be able to go the complete game, you know, get into that bullpen.
Fouled off again. Back to the JV softball field.
And usually when you get into the bullpen earlier in the game, you get the pitchers that aren't quite as good as late in the game. So
the 1-2. Ripped through the middle for a base hit. Sterling's first hit of the afternoon belongs to Chris Mazzone, and Sterling's leadoff hitter is on. Nobody out.
Good hit, Chris.
Shortstop Tom Lim, who had an error the last inning and no shot at that one. That one was just scorched.
So Mazzone at first. Nobody out, and that will bring up Andrew Matoa, the left fielder. Matoa looks at high ball one.
I'm interested if Matola hits a ground ball to short or second, how the turn is with these, you know, with your middle infielders having two errors combined already.
Looks at strike one at the knees. So Mazzone at first on the scorching ground ball to shortstop. Low ball two.
Let's go, Chris. Got to get off.
Some work to do here for Matola, trying to advance Mazzone and potentially tie up the game here. The 2-1. Ripped foul down the right field line. Giving chase is Barnum, but he's not going to be able to get there.
Yo, drive it here.
See, that pitch looked more like a hanger, but it was inside, so Matola, all he could really do is fight it off.
Give it a rip. Go, Andrew, you're the man.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Ryan Smith on deck for Sterling, followed by Dan Baldino, top of the order.
Balls in play.
The 2-2 to Matola.
Here you go.
Grounded to shortstop.
Trouble.
Looking to turn 2 and cannot make the catch there at second base. And that's going to be another error as all the runners are safe.
Make it hurt.
As we take another look at it.
I don't want to say I called it, but I kind of did. You know, I just said I was curious to see how the turn for a double play would be with the young second baseman. Again, not trying to pick on the kid, but it's 2 errors in 2 innings so far for him.
Gotta drive it here, Rod.
Ryan, keep it in play.
And the bunt right down the middle.
It's gotta go to first.
And it's going to advance the runners. So a good bunt there.
Right, any of the 2 Joe,
Line drive, no pop.
That will advance the runners and put him in the scoring position. Great bunt there by Ryan Smith.
Be patient.
Not a bad idea with the top of the order coming up now with Baldino, getting the runners over. Fly ball, less than 2 outs right here. It's what they're looking for.
It don't hurt.
And that will now bring up Dan Baldino, top of the lineup now.
Oh, I didn't realize he yelled from out.
Hit a horse somewhere, Baldino.
Yeah, I told him the one day to win.
One ball. 1 out, guys.
Let's go, Baldino.
Ball is in play.
Hey, Danny. That's it.
Baldino looks at ball 2.
Gotta be
So
patient.
Sterling in great position right now to score some runs. Just 1 out. And both runners in scoring position. Errors really, really hurting Overbrook in this game so far.
Hitters count for Baldino. You almost can cut off the outside part of the plate, zone up for 1 middle in to try and drive.
Let him go, Drew.
The 2-0.
That's
Oh,
it.
High
yeah.
again.
Let the second baseman
Get on
Ryan
and run,
McGoldrick,
kid.
the
Get on and run.
shortstop,
big lead.
waits on deck.
Throw it in the center. Get a big lead. Pitcher will throw it in the center. You got 2 runs. Let him throw back. You see the second baseman. Let him throw back.
Now the 3-0
Deal.
to Baldino, taking all the way as he looks at strike 1.
Still hitters count 3-1, looking to hit a ball to the outfield, get a runner over, get a runner over, get a runner in, tie this ball game up.
Mazzone at third, Matola at second with a huge lead off second base. And outside part of the plate, Baldino didn't like the call. So full count now with first base open to Dan Baldino. The 3-2. Outside, ball 4. And now the bases are loaded with 1 out for Ryan McGoldrick.
Really caught a break there, Baldino, looking to walk there instead of trying to make contact. Got away with a close call.
McGoldrick 0 for 1 on the afternoon. But a golden opportunity here for Sterling to put some runs on the board, perhaps even take the lead. Got to figure a sac fly is going to score a run.
You see Graham really slowing the pace down now. Probably not happy with his infielders a little bit. Really slowing himself down, trying to execute his pitches here to get out of this jam.
That ball gets away, and that is not going to score a run as Mazzone thought about it, McGoldrick was waving him home, but the ball, I don't know, do you think he could have scored on that?
I mean, that was
That's close.
You know, McGoldrick was waving him home. Not sure why. Ball didn't get away far enough. So break for Sterling as Mazzone didn't break for home there.
Ball high again, and Shane Graham really struggling right now to find the zone. It's 2-0.
Yeah, he only had 6 walks and 30 innings coming into this game, but, you know, as his fielders have, you know, let him down a little bit, he's starting to fatigue, lead pitches up in the zone.
A 2-0. Down at the ankles, it's ball 3, so that's 2 straight batters now that Shane Graham has brought to a 3-0 count. And I would highly doubt that McGoldrick gets the green light here. And that's going to be ball 4. It's going to walk in a run, and Sterling's going to tie the game up. Mazzone scores on the walk. Graham's second walk of the afternoon. And that will bring Eric Teasdale, who's, as Schulze mentioned earlier, is having a monster season. That's going to bring him up with a bases loaded and a conference at the mound here.
Yeah, the Overbrook manager is probably just telling his pitcher to slow down, you know, relax, you know, throw strikes, let them put the ball in play, because that's, you know, you're not going to really get a ton of strikeouts. I know his fielders will let him down, but that's the best way to get it done here. Hopefully turn a ground ball, get a double play, get out of the inning. Not all his fault.
No, and it's 3 errors on the afternoon. And has a lot to do with it. That's got to be frustrating as a pitcher.
One of them was a double play. Might have not been
potential double play. Absolutely. So the lefty, Eric Teasdale, stepping up to bat now, batting .400 coming into this game. An opportunity to really, really stretch a Sterling lead out. And still having trouble finding the strike zone is Shane Graham. The 1-0, right down the middle, 1-1.
Now, he probably had the take sign there, but, you know, your 3-hitter, I know he's walked 2 in a row, you know, might have thought about giving him the green light there, trying to give the team the lead.
The 1-1 ripped to first base, and that's going to be a double play, and that's exactly what Overbrook needed. Teasdale lines out to first base, and he was right there for it.
Sterling and Overbrook tied at 2 here in this playoff quarterfinal matchup. If Buena wins and Sterling wins, Sterling would go to Buena. But if Buena loses, Cinnamons would come here on Tuesday for another home game, which I'm sure will be telecast on Channel 19, so stay tuned for that. John Young, who's got on via an error in the first inning, leads off. Takes an off-speed pitch outside for 1-0.
Yeah, he was saying this. We're saying this.
John Young actually scored via a pass ball as well. Give Overbrook's first run.
What number's pitch? Graham's
It is 2-1 count now to Young. Swing and a miss by Young, and no chance in that fastball by C.J. Hertz.
That's a real missed opportunity, and that kind of unfortunate as well for the Silver Knights in that bottom of that second inning. Bases loaded, 1 out.
Yes, it is.
As C.J. Hertz records his first strikeout of the afternoon. 1 out. But again, it was just an unfortunate situation for Sterling, not able to get any runs across. It really looked like they were going to threaten there, and Teasdale just lines right out to the. I don't even think the pitcher or the first baseman moved at all.
Didn't move. Just turned his glove over and snagged it. You know, it's a tough spot for the guy on first base too. I mean, you have to get some kind of jump, and you know, again, bad luck for Sterling there.
Or lucky for Overbrook, however you want to look at it.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky and good.
All set up now.
So the score remains tied at 2. Ooh, that looked good, but we're not umpires. So 2-1, fouled off. Strike 2.
It was interesting to see Graham, the batter's body language in the last inning. He was the starting pitcher for Overbrook. You know, the first inning he was quick, you know, trying to work at his own pace, but really slowed down in the last inning.
2-2, ripped the second base. Able to make the play there is Brett Mealy for the out. That'll be 2 out.
Hurts really working quickly now in the second and third inning. Not throwing a lot of pitches. After really struggling, throwing 27 in the first.
Pitch count unofficially 47 thus far in the game. Both, as we mentioned this earlier, both pitchers really struggled in the first inning. Ball outside, ball 1.
Get ready, Andrew. Andrew and Donovan.
Let's go, kid. Clean it up.
Ball 2.
Casciato popped up with runners on second and third, nobody out in the last inning.
In there for a strike, and looks like, not to put the hex on him, but it looks like C.J. Hurts really trying to finally starting to get into the zone here. And diving attempt there by C.J. Hurts, going to go over to shortstop for the out, and that'll do it for the inning. 3 up, 3 down for the Silver Knights. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left on. We move to the middle of the third. We'll be back right after this.
Leading off for the bottom of the third inning for the Knights is Donovan Casey. Got on via an error in the first inning on a tough hop to the shortstop Tom Lem. First pitch swing, lines at the center for a base hit.
Good job there by Donovan Casey. Ripped that ball into center field, and then again, second straight inning where the leadoff runner is on for Sterling. That'll bring up C.J. Hurts, the pitcher. And Donovan Casey getting a nice sized lead off of first base, and he is back safely.
It's okay, DC. Let him throw one away. Wind up at third. Let him throw there.
Ball outside. 1-0 to C.J. Hurts. Let's see if Sterling can take advantage of this opportunity that they have. Having your leadoff runner on a line shot to center field. Great afternoon for baseball here at Sterling High School. Breeze really starting to kick up as C.J. Hurts showing bunt, pulls back.
Yo, wait on the walk here, kid.
2-0.
3 balls. It was 3 pitches.
The 2-0, and stealing the base easily there is Casey, and he will move into second base on the stolen base.
Now you got a shot. You got a duck on the pond.
Looks like Hurts trying to give himself up here. Maybe they take the bunt off now that he's at second.
Especially with a 3-0 count. And CJ rips a ball into right field, and the right fielder bobbles the ball. That's going to move CJ Hurts to second. Run will score. Sterling takes the lead 3-2 on the error by the right fielder, Josh Howe.
Beautiful, same thing.
There you see line drive. CJ Hurts taking the ball the other way, trying to move the runner over, and then the right fielder just, ball gets by him. Not sure if Casey would have been sent there. I mean, the ball was hit pretty hard. But Hertz gets a single and moves to second on the error. And Overbrook once again kill themselves with errors.
Come on, Zone, you're the man.
Now the big bopper Christian Walsh is up, struck out in the first inning.
Chris is up. Oh, right side. Get a jump, Jordan.
Can't say enough about CJ's last at bat there. Ball in the outer half, just took it the other way. Moved the runner over, got lucky with the error, scored a run. Now Sterling has the lead for the first time today.
Come on now. Starting to slop. Got to keep that back.
Stay back.
Stay on the ball. Stay back and hit through the zone. Relax.
0-2 count to Walsh. Looked bad on the last pitch, an off-speed pitch, pulling his head out. Swing and a miss. And Walsh goes down swinging again for the second time today. That's Sterling's first out.
Let's go, Chris. Get it on here now.
Chris Mazzone will now step into the batter's box already with a single and a run scored. Runner on second, one out. Sterling up by a run. Mazzone takes a called strike.
Talk to Kim.
Nice, easy swing. It'll go back foot in there.
The 0-1. Off-speed pitch taking
It's all right, Chris. Let's
for
go, man.
another strike. Mazzone held his head down for a second. Looked like he really wanted to have that pitch back.
There you go.
Ground ball to third. Third baseman struggles but gets the ground ball.
It's off the bag. Off the
Runner's
bag.
going to advance to third.
What's the call? Base up.
And Walsh,
Come on
or
now.
Mazzone grounds out, excuse me. 5-3.
Doesn't look like he was on the bag for that.
Third baseman Castriato struggled, almost dropped the ball, but recovered nicely and made the throw to get Mazzone for his second out. Nice base running by Hertz to get the third.
That's it.
Tola
Give it a ride. You
takes the
got
ball.
open spaces. Get on top of one, dude.
Tola hit a
No pop-up.
possible double play ball to short, and then the second baseman, Park, fumbled the turn.
That's it. Way up now. He's got to give
2-0 to Matola.
Be ready. Quick wrist. Powder it out of here.
Park, the second baseman, not having his best of days. First varsity game, 2 errors in the field. Pop up, in play, in foul territory. First baseman will make it, and that's going to do it here. We're through 3. Sterling up 3-2. Top of the 4th, Sterling up 3-2 here in this playoff game. McCouch, McGorman, and Hauk will be the first 3 hitters for Overbrook. Couch singled, had an RBI, and stole a base.
CJ Hertz right down the middle, called strike.
All right, kid, go to
Foul,
work,
0-2. Sterling getting a lot of their runs off of Overbrook errors, actually all of them. Think about it. Down the third base line, it's a fair ball. Goes into left field, Matola throws into second, and it's cut off. And that's gonna be a hit. Good job by Andrew Matola to track that ball down and not allow the runner to advance to second.
Great piece of hitting by McCouch. The pitch was up in the zone, almost tomahawked it down the third base line and got past Teasdale. Nice job by the outfielder Matola to hold him just one.
Leadoff runner on for the Rams.
Gurman flew out to left in the first inning.
Checks back to McCouch, not going. The 1-0. Up high, ball 2.
Hertz, like we said before, really settled down in the last 2 innings. Got retired 6 in a row for giving up that hit there.
Look at the fastball. Right down the middle, swing and a miss.
Check that, he retired 8 in a row for that, giving up that hit.
Inside heat. Double player.
Just missed the inside corner, did CJ Hertz. It's now 3-1. Almost picked off there. First base was Josh McCouch. Almost caught napping there as CJ Hertz delivers in 3-1. Right down the middle, strike. Full count, nobody out. Foul tipped into the glove, and the batter is out.
Stolen base from McCouch.
Sounded like he got a piece of that, so that's going to be a one out here. Now the batter is Josh Hauk, the right fielder who committed the error last inning that gave Sterling the lead.
No, absolutely not. He's not.
Hoffman, Coach Hoffman asking the umpire if the catcher Smith got hit on the backswing. Now up, Josh Hauk. It's interesting because, like you said, you heard something.
Yeah, I heard something back here. And I didn't know if it was a foul tip into the glove of the catcher, but it's going to be ground ball to short. And making the out there for the second out is Ryan McGoldrick.
Look like McGoldrick had a shot at the runner going to third, but I guess he felt safer throwing it to first. Oh yeah, he had the guy going to third by a lot if he wanted to make that turn, but I guess he felt more comfortable making the throw to first. So Overbrook have a runner on third base, 2 outs. Big spot for them trying to tie the game back up again. Josh Barnum grounded out to Teasdale in the second.
Get ready. Let's go, Christian.
The 0-1 outside. Good job by the catcher Ryan Smith to corral that one. Any type of pass ball is easily going to score a run here and tie the game for Overbrook.
If it gets by the catcher far enough, it's almost an automatic run.
Swing and a miss. Strike 2.
Hertz living up in the zone on that pitch, and Barnum couldn't, help himself but swing at the obvious ball.
The 1-2. Just outside. Evens account, 2-2.
Hasn't been a strike the entire game.
Nope, he's been consistent.
Nice job by Barnum not to take it. Close pitch to take, but
especially with 2 strikes. 2-2, 2 out. And a rip into center field, giving chase back there is Donovan Casey, and he makes the catch to end the inning. Crisis averted for the Knights. We move to the bottom of the 4th. It's still 3-2 Sterling. Back after this. And welcome back to Sterling High School. Sterling currently leading this quarterfinal Group 2 South tournament game. 3-2, bottom of the 4th. Rob Strauss alongside Warren Croxton as Ryan Smith leading off the bottom of the 4th here. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Sterling scoring a majority of their runs thanks to Overbrook errors.
Smith had a sacrifice in the second inning. It looked like Sterling was going to have a big inning, but Teasdale lined into a double play to end the threat.
And a rip by Ryan Smith to third base, and making the put out there is Castoroido to Barnum for the out.
Castoroido backed up on the ball. Didn't look all that great fielding it, but made the throw and got Smith, who certainly runs like a catcher.
So I'll bring up the top of the lineup now for the Silver Knights. Dan Baldino, the right fielder. 0 for 1. Looks at ball one.
Baldino is the third Baldino to play in the Sterling, Sterling history.
Swing and a miss strike.
His two older brothers, Vinny and Mike, also played for Sterling. Mike was a very good center fielder.
The 1-2. Ripped back up the middle, giving chase the shortstop, and able to put out Baldino for the second out.
Nice play by Lem, going to his left, picking the ball and throwing out the speedy Baldino.
So that will bring up Ryan McGoldrick. Only 7 pitches so far this inning for Graham. Make that 8.
McGoldrick walked with the bases loaded in the second inning. Two
2-0 to McGoldrick. Bases are empty. Bottom of the 4th. Sterling with a 1-run lead with 2 out here in the bottom of the 4th.
Kid.
And McGoldrick with another 3-0 count.
Come on and run.
Not going to take the bat off his shoulder here. And another walk for McGoldrick. That'll put
Let's go,
the runner on for Eric Teasdale, who lined out with the bases loaded to first base earlier in the game. But a huge opportunity for Sterling to put some more runs on the board. And a good chance for him to redeem himself here. First pitch to Teasdale, inside, ball 1.
Teasdale also scored a run in the first inning after being hit by a pitch.
Good eye, kid. Get on
Just
and run.
outside,
Yeah.
ball 2, and so it's 5 straight balls now for Graham. Make that 6. Make that 7. And timeout now as the third baseman, Anthony Castoroido, is going to go out and have a little chat with Shane Graham.
Something I noticed about the outfielders. Right fielder Josh Halk is playing way off the line, so if Teasdale can pull a ball down the line, that even might score the base runner McGoldrick. With 2 outs and him running on the crack of the bat.
There's some action in the Overbrook bullpen.
Get on and run,
And
kid.
that's 8 straight balls. That'll put McGoldrick on second, Teasdale at first. And you have to wonder now if Shane Graham is kind of running out of gas. Unofficially, pitch count around 75. And that will bring up the cleanup hitter, Donovan Casey.
Now, after throwing 8 balls in a row, do you give your cleanup hitter the green light?
2 out.
Guess not.
No.
2 out hits win games here. 2 outs, everybody's
What's the
running.
minor field?
So 2 out here for Donovan Casey.
What's
And he looks at strike 2.
High and inside. Not even close, though. Not even
Runners on first and second, hanging on to a 1-run lead are the Knights. Here in the bottom of the 4th, Donovan Casey. His 0-2 pitch, thought about it. Good thing he laid off there. It's 1-2. CJ Hertz waits on deck. The 1-2 to Donovan Casey. And the runners are going to try to advance, and they do. So both runners will advance on the drop ball.
2-2. What's the count? 3-2.
So now runners in scoring position, totally different scenario here. It's a 2-2. Foul tip. Staying alive, making Graham work here, is Donovan Casey.
Move the infielders, get a big jump. Second baseman's the only guy you got to worry about.
So a 2-2 count to Donovan Casey, 2 out. Both runners now in scoring position on the passed ball.
Get a big jump.
Good heads-up base running by the Knights. And ripped foul and ducking underneath the ball was smart Ryan McGoldrick. Some aggressive base running by McGoldrick there on third base.
I mean, it's a tough. I mean, it's a heads-up baseball, really, because if he's in the fair territory, he's out. That'd be another bad break. So you always got to keep an eye out when you're down at third base.
Again, the 2-2 pitch from Shane Graham to Donovan Casey. Down low, count is now full.
He's got to go.
Great at bat by Casey. Working the count full, fouling off a couple of pitches.
After falling behind 0-2.
0-2.
Full count to Donovan Casey. The pitch. Fouled, or popped up. Donovan, Shane Graham will make the catch in foul territory, and that will end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 left on. We move to the top of the 5th. It's still 3-2 Sterling.
3-2 Sterling as we head to the top of the 5th here in a playoff game. Quarterfinal matchup between the Overbrook Rams and Sterling Silver Knights. We have Lem Park in the top of the order for Overbrook. Lem grounded out weakly to Hertz, the pitcher, in the second inning. Takes a ball 1-0. Lem actually made a fantastic play in the top half of the inning, moving to his left to throw up Baldino, Sterling's leadoff hitter. 2-0 the count to Lem. Lem, however, also has an error. So it's been an up and down fielding day for him, as his middle infield counterpart Park, who is in the on deck circle. Foul down the right field line, no chance for anybody. Tons of space here on the foul grounds.
Yeah, there's a good
lot
30,
like
40 yards, yeah.
It's a lot like Oakland. Very, very helpful towards the pitchers.
Good crowd on hand here this afternoon. Starting off the Memorial Day weekend as lifted into center field and making the catch is Donovan Casey.
Great job by Casey to call off the right fielder Baldino, and Lem is retired.
That'll bring up Jeff Park. As you mentioned earlier, Warren is up from the JV squad, and he grounds one to third base. Teasdale, the throw low, and not able to make the scoop catch there. And stretching it into a double on the error. Christian Walsh not able to scoop it up, but I think that's more of the throw by Teasdale on the error there.
Yeah, it looked like he's a little giddy up in his throw there. Looked like it was an odd windup. Had plenty of time. No, everything looked good. It's just a bad throw. That moves the runner to second for the leadoff hitter, John Young. It was 0 for 2. Scored a run. Way behind on the fastball. It's something I noticed in his last at bat. Can't keep up with Hertz's fastball. Fouls it off.
Now you got to work, kid.
0-2. If I were Hertz, I would throw him nothing but fastballs. The only thing he can do is foul him off. You're just going to speed up his bat by throwing an off-speed pitch.
Fans wanted that call, obviously. Not going to get it. It's going to be 1 and 2.
Same thing, see? Pop up.
Popped up towards the Rams dugout, giving chase as Ryan Smith not able to make the catch. Tough
Make a play there.
play there for Ryan Smith to try and make that play. He's running towards the Rams dugout.
Yeah, you're not going to get any help from them. And
No, not at all.
You got to keep track of the ball. You got to keep track of where you are.
Sun.
Just tough play.
Yeah, real tough.
Again, Young can't keep up with Hurts' fastball, so, I mean, you're doing him a favor by throwing him an off-speed pitch.
Now the 1-2 from C.J. Hurts. Runner on second, going to check the runner.
Let's see, high heat. High heat or outside heat.
Jeff Park gets back, not going anywhere. Tying run is on second and laced into left field, but foul. Strikeout would be key here for C.J. Hurts as tying run on second base on the throwing error by Teasdale. Ripped into center field, and that's going to be a base hit. Donovan Casey throws it in, and good job by Donovan Casey to get the ball in quickly and not allowing the runner, Jeff Park, to score. But now you have runners on the corner, 1 out.
Off-speed pitch by Hurts, and Young, a guy who couldn't keep up with the fastball, speeds his bat up, rips it into center for a base hit. First and third, 1 out now for Shane Graham, the pitcher. Graham, they had bullpen action in the last inning, so might have thrown his last inning as a pitcher, but will obviously be moved around. Hurts in a little bit of trouble after breezing through the second, third, and fourth inning. Actually retired. Only gave up 1 hit through the last 3 innings. 1 base runner.
The 1-0, right down the middle, 1-1.
Here you go, Sig.
Runner's going.
Looks like a little hit and run.
Hit and run there, and that's going to score a run. Runner advances to third on the heads-up base running by Overbrook, and Overbrook has just tied the game on the base hit.
Looked like some hit and run action, and that Graham did what he was supposed to do. Second base and break it towards the bag and hit it right where he wasn't. And Overbrook ties the game. Nice job by Graham helping himself out, and Castriato stepped to the plate now 0 for 2.
Back and forth game continues between these two clubs.
Sterling catches a break with Graham not advancing to second on a throw to third. That's why you always got to hit your cutoff guy. At least give him a chance to cut the ball off.
Ball 2. So a single by the pitcher, Shane Graham, RBI. Swing and a miss.
Seems like a lot of Overbrook guys can't really keep up with Hurts' fastball. As you can see by Castriato's swing on that pitch right there.
Still just 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Off speed, and Castriato did not like that call at all. And the head coach for Overbrook going to come out and calm down the batter a little bit here after that.
Smart move by Castriato. You don't want to show the umpire up as much as he did there, so just took a breather, went down, talked to his coach. The
2-2. Grounded up the middle, double play ball, not able to get there is going to be McGoldrick, who fumbles it, still gets the out, but the run will score, and Overbrook takes the lead.
Tough hop by McGoldrick. I'm shocked that he even got the ball off. He flipped it over to the second baseman, Mealy. Nice job by those two to hook up there to get at least one out. But Castriato gives Overbrook a 4-3 lead. Fouled off. Gotta give credit to Overbrook. I mean, when Sterling took the lead, you kind of saw the sails get taken out of their, the wind get taken out of their sails a little bit. But fighting back, intense playoff action here at Sterling. Looks like McCouch called time late. Hurts didn't hear it in time. Let's see how Hurts bounces back after giving up a lead. He's your ace, so expect nothing but good things from him. Get out of this inning, get Sterling to the plate down by just a run.
Gotta work.
Couch is 2 for 2 with an RBI. Hurts throws over to get Castriato.
Here you go, see.
Fly ball down the right field line. Way foul. Baldino doesn't have a shot at that.
Jam him inside. No arm extension.
Sterling, the 3 seed in the South Jersey Group 2 playoff. Hosting Overbrook here on a sunny, partly cloudy day, excuse me. Fly ball deep to left. This has got a shot. And it is
off the wall.
off the wall.
And that's going to be an RBI double.
Then a bad throw by Matola will allow the runner to advance to third. Looked like that had a shot to get out, but what a swing by McCouch, who gets an RBI double, advances to the third on the throw. There's a replay. So Overbrook with a 2-run lead now.
Couldn't get a chance to see who the throwing error was on there.
Here you go, see.
Let's go, get an elbow hit.
Now McGurman, the catcher, will step to the plate 0 for 2. It's a big 2-out hit for Overbrook. I mean, Sterling had an opportunity to tackle more runs with the runner on second and third, and they couldn't get the job done. And Overbrook comes up with a huge 2-out hit.
I think it's just more or less Overbrook capitalizing with runners in scoring position.
Hey, come on, let's go, Sean.
And a rip into center field, giving chase for the out is Donovan Casey, but not before Overbrook takes the lead. 5-3. We will move to the bottom of the 5th. Sterling's got some work to do.
And welcome back. Shane Graham, sporting a 2-run lead now, will come out for another inning of work as I flip my pen cap it.
That's all good. We're all friends here. Sterling obviously have some work to do here. Like you said, Warren, it's C.J. Hurts going to try and lead it off here. Gonna have to rally. And we were wondering if Shane Graham was even going to come out for the bottom of the 5th here. So we did see some bullpen action earlier in the top of the 5th. C.J. looks at strike 1. C.J. the senior.
Great piece of hitting in the 4th inning. Excuse me, the 3rd inning. To move the runner over, and the runner came around to score on an error by the right fielder, Houck. Weak swing there, though.
The 0-2 pitch to C.J. Hurts. Grounded right to first base. Looked like it was going to go foul, and C.J. didn't get a good jump out of the box. Either way, easy play for the first baseman for the first out of the inning.
Walsh will step to the plate now, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Looking to just get on base somehow.
You got to give credit to Shane Graham, pitching well. You know, his fielders, like you mentioned earlier, was not really bailing him out too much, but still hanging in there mentally.
No, like we said, big spot in the game is bottom of the 4th. Sterling up 3-2. Second and third, 2 out, and they just couldn't get a run, couldn't get that additional runs home, and Overbrook comes back with a 3 spot. Take a 2-run lead.
And even, I mean, you look back to the 3rd inning as well. You can even look at bases loaded, 1 out, and Teasdale lines out to the first baseman.
Yeah.
And steps on the bag for the double play to end the inning. And the breaks right now going all Overbrook's way as Christian Walsh looks at what could have been a called 3rd strike there. It's 1-2. 2-2. And it's gonna be a walk as Christian Walsh gets on base.
Mazzoni will step into the batter's box. 1 for 2, scored a run in the 2nd inning. They're singling.
Sterling has a tying run at the plate in Chris Mazzone. Swing and a miss. A hefty swing there by Mazzone.
Mazzone tried to tie the game up on that swing. I mean, Overbrook has 3 errors. You really just got to put the ball in play and see what happens.
Ball gets away. Good job by McGurman to shield the ball there and not allow Christian Walsh to advance.
One of those things that goes unnoticed in the box score.
Ripped into right field, trailing and going against the fence. It's going to go up against the fence. Mazzone's going to go in for a stand-up double or sliding double. And Sterling's in business now with runners in scoring position, 1 out in the bottom of the 5th.
Tola 0 for 2. Step into the box, looking to hit a fly ball to get at least cut the deficit in half. I mean, you saw, we had a great view of that last hit for Mazzone, and he hit it down the right field line. It was tailing away from the outfielder, and you knew he had no shot. Easy double for Mazzone.
And you could see the ball just trailing off towards the right field line there.
Once it gets up in this wind, you never know where it's going to go.
So Walsh on 3rd, Mazzone on 2nd, and Andrew Matola is the batter now.
Drive it, Andrew.
Andrew, a chance to take the lead, or at least tie the game on a base hit. You'd have to think would score 2 here.
Inside, drive it a long way.
Come on, Matola.
First pitch to Andrew Matola, outside, ball 1. See if Sterling can take advantage of runners in scoring position, as we mentioned a few moments ago that haven't really been able to take advantage of most of that throughout this game. Matola rips one to left center field, giving chase and making the catch is McCouch. And coming in, tagging up the score is Christian Walsh. Ball gets away, and that's going to move Mazzone to 3rd. As we take another look at it.
It's a really odd play, because first the left fielder takes a step in, makes the grab, and then Walsh wasn't on the bag at first, so he had to go back and tag up, and then the ball gets by the catcher, McGurman, to let the runner to advance to 3rd. But hey, 1-run deficit now for Sterling.
So So Ryan Smith now with Mazzone on third.
Fastball, hit one hard, right side.
Ryan Smith 0 for 1 as he looks at strike one.
Tola did his job there. Hit a fly ball to deep left. Got both runners over, actually.
Ryan Smith pops one up.
This is going to be tricky.
And calling everybody off, making the catch for the final out of the inning is the center fielder, John Young, and that's going to do it for the 5th inning. We are going to move to the 6th, Sterling trailing by 1. And welcome back to Sterling High School. Sterling cutting the deficit in half there in the sacrifice fly by Matola, scored Christian Walsh. So Sterling staring at a 5-4 deficit, top of the 6th. CJ Hertz still in the game.
Hertz throws a 58-foot breaking ball. Halk is 0 for 2. Having some trouble in right. Error led to a run for Sterling a couple innings ago.
And a strikeout there for CJ Hertz. That's his 2nd.
The backward K variety. Always fun when you're a pitcher.
CJ Hertz flirting with 100 pitches on the afternoon.
Likely going to be his last inning, I would imagine. Not sure what the rules are for if he can pitch Tuesday. If Sterling were to win, of course, not trying to jinx anything.
That'll bring up Josh Barnum. And he looks at ball 1.
But you get that feeling if everything breaks right for Sterling, depending on how the games are scheduled, they can just kind of ride the arm of CJ.
Barnum pops one up into left field. Getting underneath it there and making the grab is Matola for the 2nd out.
Just what you need for Hertz is quick 1-2-3 inning. Maybe you can send him back out there for the top half of the 7th. I mean, going back to one pitcher, in 07, Sterling used Jeff White, used his great arm, rolled it, used it all the way to a Group 2 title.
High and tight by CJ Hertz, ball 1.
And with CJ, he
foul ball grounded down the 3rd base line.
And with CJ, he obviously doesn't have the stuff that Jeff White did. White had electric stuff, but he doesn't walk a lot of batters, and that's something that you don't get a lot here at the high school level. So he'll always give you a chance to win.
2-1 now to Lem, who's 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Lem swings a ball, goes well over the dugout. It's going to hit the maintenance building behind us here. So 2-2, 2 outs. Ripped down the right field line. That's going to be a fair ball, and in for a base hit is Tom Lem. So Lem is aboard here, and that will bring up Jeff Park, the 2nd baseman.
The good thing with that is even if Park gets out, at least turns the lineup over. So nice job by Lem.
And Jeff Park recently brought up from the JV squad. Had an error earlier in the game that led to Sterling runs. And he looks at strike 1. And Jeff Park rips one into left field, giving chase is Matola in foul territory. Diving attempt there, and that's very fortunate for Matola that didn't hug the line there.
That was certainly an interesting play by Matola.
It's a long strike.
Yeah. That might have to be sent to the Sports Center, not top 10, because that was quite a roll. Nice swing by Park. Didn't think he had that kind of power. Granted, helped out by the wind. CJ tries to get the runner first.
The 0-2.
That's it.
Park off the plate, foul.
Throw the heater. Be smart.
So pitchers count here with 2 outs, 0-2. Overbrook up 1 run here in the top of the 6th in this Group 2 quarterfinal matchup. And Park rips one down the left field line. Matola again giving chase and cannot make the catch. Almost had it.
Andrew, stay near the line.
So Jeff Park really trying to make Andrew Matola work out there in left field.
Well, that's a little bit more reasonable, not like the other one. You just gotta realize with Matola, if there's a ball, if there's like a do or die situation, just let it hit in front of you if you're not sure about it. You don't want to dive and then have it get by you, have the runners keep running forever. It's just one thing to keep in mind if you have a situation like that.
And Jeff Park fouls another one off, really making C.J. Hertz work here, who's well over 100 pitches now for the afternoon.
Yeah, you're hoping he can get out of this pretty quickly, but Park is doing his best to extend the inning. It's a nice shot by Park. I mean, it's something that goes unnoticed. With this at bat, Hertz is probably done.
And another foul back.
I'm sure the coaching staff for Overbrook certainly notices that. And when Park is probably thinking about his errors, the coaching staff would surely bring up the fact that he probably got Hertz out of the game now.
Dude, you can't even do nothing yet.
I think both pitchers may be done. You may be seeing some pitching changes here as we will head to the bottom of the 6th. We'll see if Shane Graham for Overbrook comes back out. His pitch is outside. Ball 1.
Just relax, see? Be smart. There you go, see?
The 1-2 to Jeff Park again outside. Ball 2.
It's okay.
Starting to see the signs of fatigue for Hertz there. Off-beat pitch, not close to the strike zone. That fastball is just off the outside. Another foul ball by Park.
Great at bat here by Park.
Do you have a pitch number on the at-bat?
I do not. I wish I did. Sterling entering the game 19-4 on the season, so they're looking for their 20th win of the season. But they will have to get the bats going here as they only have 6 outs remaining to do so. Again, outside. And great at bat here by Jeff Park, the second baseman for Overbrook. After falling behind 0-2, fouls numerous pitches off, some long foul balls, and able to work the count the full count. And that's looped into shallow center field, giving chase and making a nice catch is Donovan Casey to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, none left on. We move to the bottom of the 6th. Still Overbrook 5, Sterling 4 as you look at the effort there by Donovan Casey. We'll be back for the bottom of the 6th right after this. And as predicted, we have some lineup changes here for Overbrook. As John Young, the center fielder, is going to come in and pitch the bottom of the 6th as we try to figure out the positional changes here. Warren, you're all over that one. And Dan Baldino is going to step to the plate for Sterling. Trailing by 1 here in the bottom of the 6th. South Jersey Group 2 quarterfinal matchup between Sterling Silver Knights and the Rams of Overbrook. And we get our first look at John Young. Dan Baldino, the leadoff hitter. Baldino pops one up down the third base line, and getting underneath it is the third baseman, Anthony Casaredo, and that's going to retire Dan Baldino, 1 out. So quick out there for Young, and that'll bring up Ryan McGoldrick. Inside, ball 1.
Graham go to shortstop?
Goldrick thought about swinging, probably should have. It was a strike. The 1-1 in the dirt and awkwardly hits the catcher, Sean McGurman, and he's going to walk that off. Looks like Warren's got everything. You got us figured out here, Chief?
Okay, I think I got this.
All right, here we go. Get
All
your
right.
lineup cards ready for those of you scoring at home.
I know for the 1,000 scoring at home, we have Young moving from center field to pitcher, Graham moving from pitcher to short, McCouch moving from left to center, Lamb moving from short to second, and Phil Madowski in the 9th spot. He is in,
Trouble! Go through!
I don't know.
And a ground out there.
I'm officially lost. I apologize to people at home. That's very unprofessional of me.
Grounding out there is McGoldrick to Barnum. And for the second out of the inning. And that's going to bring up Eric Teasdale.
This is who you want up for Sterling, your 3, 4, 5 hitters down by a run.
Teasdale looks at ball 1.
Here's some of Young's numbers. 3.66 ERA, 44 innings of work, 49 walks. So you have to be patient with You have to be patient with them. Giving up a ton of base runners. 89 base runners and 44 innings of work. So that ERA is a little deceiving.
A 2-0 count to Teasdale with nobody on here in the bottom of the 6th.
Leave it up.
Looks at strike 1. It's 2-1. Very back and forth game here. Lots of errors for both teams, which resulted in runs for both teams. The 3-1 ripped into left center field for a base hit. And getting away from the left fielder, and Teasdale thinking about going to second and then retreats. Probably a good move by Teasdale, but nonetheless, down by a run with 2 outs, Teasdale is aboard.
A lot of balls.
That will bring up the cleanup hitter Donovan Casey. With 1 swing, can give Sterling the lead. No home runs on the year. Donovan Casey looks at ball 1 with Teasdale on first, trailing by a run. Still plenty of time here for Sterling, but
4 outs to go.
Gonna have to get the bats going here if they want to advance to the semifinal round. Up high, ball 2.
Don't help him here.
Two 2-0, 3-0.
Like I said earlier,
You mentioned this. I mean, you're just
89 base runners in 44 innings, 49 walks. Now he has a strikeout, about a strikeout an inning, but 49 walks is incredible.
And as you mentioned it is going to be ball 4, and now you have 2 on.
It's almost amazing his ERA is this low.
C.J. Hertz, the senior pitcher. Huge opportunity here for Sterling with 2 outs to either tie or take the lead. Teasdale on second, Casey at first. Down low, ball 1.
A lot of balls here.
Have to look at the catcher now, Sean McGurman. They're gonna have to do a great job corralling a lot of these pitches by Josh Young. Looks at strike 1, and CJ's just probably gonna be waiting for somebody to throw him a strike consistently. So it's 1-1.
Get off, Eric.
Young sets and delivers. Inside, ball 2.
Young, you know, snapping the ball back when he was receiving it. Not happy with either himself or the umpire. Probably the umpire. Not a lot of people have been happy with him today.
That's a ball at the. Looked like that call could have gone really either way. At least from our vantage point here, we're a little bit to the off the left shoulder of the umpire.
Young saying some words to himself. Clearly not happy.
The 3-1 in there for a strike, and now you have a full count.
That'd be a strike, kid.
Big pitch here for Overbrook, and a big opportunity here for Sterling. And looking.
Not sure why you would do that with 2 outs.
Nobody even covering second base, so it's kind of wondering.
Just concentrate on the batter, dude.
And ripped into center field for a base hit, and that's going to tie the game. Teasdale in, and the game is tied. An RBI single by the senior C.J. Hertz. Sterling and Overbrook now tied at 5. And a runner's on the corners.
That is what you call poetic justice, my friend. Tying the game. And
Teasdale scores.
Hoffman's giving a courtesy to Hertz, the pitcher, which I guess that means he's coming back out for the 7th. I guess that makes sense. You want to go with your horse.
And that's going to bring in Jordan Sauer to pinch run. And that's a big hit for C.J. Hertz right there.
We have a pinch hitter now for Sterling.
And Jordan Sauer.
Sauer's the pinch runner or the pinch hitter?
Sauer's the pinch runner. Pinch hitting now is Ryan Slavensky.
Walsh, pinch hitting for Walsh is 0 for 2 with a walk. It's kind of gutsy going pulling your arguably your best power guy.
Huge opportunity here for Sterling to take the lead. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. All of this manufactured with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Up high. And John Young not able to find the strike zone here. Again, a walk doesn't hurt you here, but it definitely puts you in a tough position. As Ryan Slavensky looks at strike 1, it's 2-1. Fouled out of play into the parking lot.
Gotta protect here.
So it's 2-2. Well, you got to give credit to C.J. Hertz, the senior leader on this team, with a huge game-tying RBI single. And ripped foul again right down the first base line. And Mr. K giving chase there.
That hit by Hertz, it's a pop-up. Just got out of the infield, but hey, goes down the line drive in the box score.
And goes down as an RBI in the box score anywhere you slice it.
More importantly, an RBI.
Yeah. In the dirt, gets away, and thinking about it, and now in trouble, and able to get back to the bag. Very, very close there is Donovan Casey. Thought about coming home. Great job by the catcher, Sean McGurman, to corral it.
Castriata, the third baseman, not happy at all. Looking at the replay, it looked like the ball beat him, but I guess since the throw was high, he slid under the tag. Runner advances to second.
Now you have a full count to the pinch hitters, Ryan Slavensky. Low, ball 4, and now the bases are loaded. Bases loaded for Chris Mazzone.
Already with 2 hits today, 2 for 3.
Casey on third. Sauer at second, Slavensky at first. Tied at 5, bottom of the 6th. Opportunity here for Sterling to put a stranglehold on Overbrook heading into the top of the 7th.
Barnum, the first baseman, walked up to Young and made him laugh. That's almost as, great medicine, trying to relax his pitcher. And of course, he throws the first pitch strike. It was just funny to see their reaction. Barnum walked up to him and Young pushed him away and, laughing at him. So obviously it helped there as he threw a strike, calmed him down a little bit.
The 0-1. Down low,
Off-speed pitch, gets away.
And getting in and scoring a go-ahead run is Donovan Casey. Sterling takes the lead, 6-5.
Looked like an off-speed pitch for Gurham. It was in the dirt, but probably one he wants to have back. Tough break for Overbrook, but good news for Sterling.
And that will also move the other runners up as well. So now you have
Another walk here, kid.
That's okay. That's okay. That's aggressive. He brings it down. Hit it out.
runners on second and third.
Watch in the dirt. Yeah.
And a ground ball to third base. And nice scoop there by the first baseman. And that's going to do it for the bottom of the 6th. But Sterling scores 2 runs and takes the lead 6-5. We're heading to the top of the 7th. We'll be back right after this. And welcome back to Sterling High School. Rob Strauss alongside Warren Croxton. Group 2 South quarterfinal action between the Sterling Silver Knights and the Overbrook Rams. Sterling just taking the lead on an RBI single, or tying the game on an RBI single by C.J. Hertz. And scoring on a wild pitch in the zone. So now Sterling with the lead, looking to close it out is Eric Teasdale. First pitch lifted into center field, making the catch, initially moving back and then making the catch is Donovan Casey for the first out. Sterling now 2 outs away from advancing to the semifinal round.
Hey, get to the outfield. We're going home.
Shane Graham, starting pitcher for Overbrook. 2 for 3 on the day. I mean, for Overbrook, you can't, well, obviously you'd rather have the lead, but this is the 3 batters you want up. As Graham takes one up, 1-0. Your 1-2-3 hitters, Young, Graham, Castriato. So that's going to give them the best chance to come back. Hopefully Teasdale can close the door.
And that's what Teasdale's been doing all season.
Teasdale going with the new school flat brim at closer, trying to get the job done.
Teasdale 5 saves on the season. None bigger than one today.
Go to work here, kid.
Two strikes. Teasdale. Almost.
You missed that one.
Very close there. It's 2-2. Looks like it just was just a tad high. Now 2-2 to Shane Grant. Ripped foul.
You gotta get that.
Count holds at 2-2. One out. 2-2 from Teasdale. Just foul tipped. Able to get a piece of it there, just barely.
Smith almost held on to that.
Sterling would love to kick off this Memorial Day weekend with a win. They would play Tuesday. Should they continue on and win this game, hang on to win this game, they will play Tuesday. If Buna wins, they will travel to Buna. Stay tuned to Channel 19, and as a pop-up down the third base line and caught there for the second out by Brett Mealy. So 2 out now, and it's all going to come down to Anthony Castroido.
Andrew, watch down the third baseline.
the third baseman.
Third base deep, Brett. Purple. That's it.
And lifted into left field. This could do it. Matol underneath, and that's going to do it. Sterling hangs on for the 6-5 win comeback style as Teasdale and the rest of the team are mobbed at the pitcher's mound. Sterling advances to the semifinal round of the Group 2 South tournament.
Got to give credit to Sterling with the comeback. CJ Hertz coming up with a huge hit to finish the comeback, and then Teasdale closing it out for him. And grand style going 1-2-3. Got to give credit to Overbrook. Overbrook fought hard. They have some nice players, and just I gotta think they feel like they let one slip away.
So you have to credit the save. Credit the save to Eric Teasdale. The loss will go to John Young. CJ Hertz picks up the win. And we will see who Sterling will advance to take on in the semifinal round. Not the most pretty of games for the Silver Knights. A lot of errors on both sides of the field, but nonetheless, they move on and they defeat Overbrook 6-5 by scoring runs in the 6th inning. And that will end the season for the Overbrook Rams. And that'll do it for us here from Channel 19. We'll stay tuned to Channel 19 and Sterling High School Radio as you will hear what's going on with the next round, who they will play, who they will face. If it's the higher seed against Buna, I believe I'm not sure who they played, Buna, in that or the quarterfinal round this afternoon. Buna being the top seed. So Buna wins, Sterling will travel to Buna. If the team that plays Buna does not win, or the team that plays Buna wins, then Sterling will host. Either way, the game will be Tuesday after Memorial Day. I believe that's the 28th. So stay tuned to Channel 19 and the Sterling High School website, Sterling High School Radio, for all of your updates. And that'll do it for us here at Channel 19. For everybody in the booth, Warren Croxton, I'm Rob Strauss. Have a great Memorial Day weekend. Sterling wins 6-5.
Thank you so much, Warren. Rob Strauss alongside star of the game here on both sides of the ball, CJ Hertz. CJ, first we'll talk about your pitching. You started off the game through well over 20 pitches in that first inning. Did you come out nervous, or talk us through that first inning or two?
Well, like playoff games in general, you come out a little nervous. Like against Williamsburg, our first game was pretty nervous. So Overbrook's obviously they're a better team than Overbrook. So I came out a little nervous. Really couldn't feel my legs in the first inning. Just saw the adrenaline and just kind of settled down from there at the first.
Was there a point in the game where you felt like you really settled down, a specific point in the game where you just felt like you finally got into your groove?
I think probably in the third inning when I faced kind of the bottom of the order. I shut them down 1-2-3. Kind of felt confident after that. Like I'm throwing strikes. I'm keeping it down in the zone, throwing all my pitches for strikes. So I think probably the third inning, I'm starting to feel good and pitch well.
Now walk us through that bottom of the 6th, 2-out rally.
Yeah.
Stepping up to the plate as a senior with runners in scoring position, which you guys had a tough time with all afternoon.
Yeah.
Walk us through that. What's going through your head? Pitcher wasn't really throwing a lot of strikes. What are you looking for there?
Well, the pitcher was actually getting a little wild, so my mindset up there was move up on the plate and try to make him maybe draw a hit by pitch, or it's just when a guy's on the plate, it's hard to throw strikes. So my bat before that was just awful. So I just try to keep my hands inside the ball. I know he pitched against us twice, so we know what he has, and I just try to hit it hard somewhere.
Now we just got word that Buna did win their game 3-1. You guys are going to be facing the top seed Buna, traveling to Buna on the 28th, Tuesday after the Memorial Day holiday. What are you looking for out of them, and are you going to get a chance to pitch?
I don't know about pitching. I don't know what the coaching staff has planned, but as for playing Buna, I think we're going to come ready to play. We got to come fired up, like we were in like the 5th, 6th, and 7th here. But Buna's not going to have an easy time, and definitely not. I mean, we're a good ball club, and we should come ready to play.
All right, well, best of luck. Congratulations on a huge game on both sides of the game. CJ Hertz doing it all on offense and defense, and we'll see the game on Tuesday. We will not be broadcasting live on Channel 19 because it is an away game. However, we are going to bring in Coach Hoffman here. Speaking of our next game, Coach, congratulations on a huge win, come from behind victory here. You guys didn't overlook Overbrook by any stretch of the imagination. What did you think about your team's performance this afternoon?
Well, we always had that never die attitude. We've shown it this year with this team that even if we're out of a game, we're still going to fight until the end. And we just took advantage of a break or two, a walk here and there, big base hits, and we just came out on top. More runs today than them. That's all it was.
2-out rally in the bottom of the 6th, and talk a little bit about CJ and how well he performed today as your senior leader on the team, pitching well and obviously getting the big hit to tie the game up at 5.
Well, that's what CJ's been doing all year. That's what CJ's been doing with his career here. In that last at bat, it was a great at bat. He went out with the attitude that I'm going to fight this pitcher, and I'm just going to try to put a good swing on the ball and see what happens. And he fought his way into a good count, had a good runner on base, and put the ball in play and gave us the opportunity to tie the game up there. And pitching wise, he's just been fabulous all year. Catching all year and pitching, it's really a lot of wear and tear on his arm. He keeps himself in shape. He's a gamer. He's going to have an excellent career in college, and we're hoping he takes us a little bit further in the playoffs here.
And CJ going on to St. Joe's next year.
It's Philadelphia
Sciences next year, Philadelphia Sciences next year to pitch. And looking ahead to Buna, we just got word that Buna did win 3-1. You guys are going to be playing Tuesday, May 28th at their place. What's the scouting report looking like with them? Where are they strong? And where do you guys think you guys can come in and make it a game?
Well, I told the kids this is going to be the toughest test of the year that we had. This is going to be the biggest game we've played in maybe 3 or 4 years. Buna is a class program. They've been a baseball school for years. They won the Diamond Classic last year. They're one of the top teams in Group 2. They play a tough schedule, and they're going to come out and play hard-nosed baseball. We're capable of beating them, but we have to come out with our A game. If we come out and make some of the defensive mistakes we made today, if we come out and don't have good play appearances like we did early, then we're going to find ourselves in trouble. But if we come out and play the way we're capable of, we'll give them a game.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the huge win. Best of luck in the semifinal round against Buna. That's going to do it for the post-game show. For everybody over at Channel 19, and our tech crew did a fantastic job. We'll see you guys next time right here on Channel 19. Sterling wins, advances to the Group 2 semifinal against Buna next Tuesday. Have a good night.
And just to wrap up the game here, Sterling wins it 6-5 over Overbrook. They will go to Buna on Tuesday, May 28th at 4 o'clock. Not sure if Channel 19 will be there, but it might be. Sounds like the radio broadcast might go down there. So again, for the tech crew, for Mr. Strauss, Mr. K, all the guys in the broadcast booth, my name is Warren Croxton.